Hello and welcome to English for You. I'm Seb.
And I'm Laura.
And today we've got a very important episode of English for You. We're going to talk about a very serious issue, one that affects thousands of people and continues to be a problem around many parts of the world. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about it?
Of course. Okay, 今天我们要讨论比较严肃的议题。We mentioned sexual harassment, 就是性骚扰。And of course, abuse, this word is a little bit difficult. 所以我要解释一下，就是虐待、伤害。比方像是 child abuse, 就是虐待儿童啊等等哦。Okay, so let's find out more about this today in today's article, right?
Yes, you may have heard lots of people talking about sexual harassment and abuse, especially in the last couple of years with the Me Too movement. However, harassment and abuse are not just problems that affect people in Hollywood, and that's something we're going to be talking about today.
没错，其实同学们不知道知不知道 Me Too Movement，OK，、其实是在2017年10月哦，在这个社交媒体上，然后被一个就是女演员 ，OK， 就是 Alyssa Milano，OK， 她有就是在 Twitter 上面，就是鼓励女性说要公开被侵犯的一个经历 ，OK， 所以呢，经过这样之后，不只是名人呢，其实很多人就开始去分享他们一些公开他们不愉快的经历。And today, okay, we're going to be talking about Speak, 我不再沉默 an acclaimed novel about a high school teenager and her experience with sexual abuse. So let's find out more about it. Reading.
Speak.Melinda Sordino begins her first year of high school feeling awful. Everyone blames her for calling the cops on a summer house party. Meanwhile, her former best friend Rachel hates her. As the year progresses, Melinda becomes more and more withdrawn. Her grades begin to suffer, and she often skips class to hide in a cleaner's closet.Around school, she is often terrorized by Andy Evans, an older boy whom she calls It, in her diary. Melinda is so frightened of him that some days she doesn't go to school at all. Her teachers and parents believe something must be wrong with her. However, she refuses to open up to them. Before long, Melinda can't even look at herself in her bedroom mirror, and she covers it up. The only place she feels any excitement is her art class. Her passionate teacher, Mr. Freeman, has asked her to create a year-long project based on a single word, tree. Other than that, though, she feels empty.So
our story begins with this line. Melinda Sordino begins her first year of high school feeling awful. Now, awful, we've studied this word recently, means very bad. So something awful is something very bad.
Okay, so next we're reading the article. Everyone blames her for calling the cops on a summer house party.
Right, they blame her. And that's a verb. And when we blame someone for something, we say that it is their fault that that thing happened. In the article, Melissa is being blamed for calling the cops because people think that it is her fault that they came to stop the party, and they're not happy about it. For an easier example, imagine a little boy playing in the backyard who breaks a window. He doesn't want his mum to be angry at him, so he blames his sister for it.Now, his mum thinks that the boy's sister broke the window, so she punishes her instead of the boy. Yeah, I can definitely think of my siblings doing things like that before. So we have an example sentence of this as well, and that is John blamed his late arrival to class on the bad traffic that morning. So we can also blame things on things as well as people.
Oh, that's right. Okay, 我们来看一下 blame 这个动词哦，就是有归咎于或者是责怪这样的意思哦。比方像是，如果你有一些朋友他很喜欢牵拖你，说都是你害的，你就可以说了，Hey, don't blame me, meaning it is not my fault. Don't blame me if you missed the bus. Okay, I didn't do it. It's probably your problem that you're always late. Okay, 意思就是如果你没有赶上公车，可别怪我。所以常常我们可能在对话当中，我们也会说 Don't blame me. You're responsible for your own problems.
Right.
好啦，看回课文，其实呢，大家呢都在怪这个 Melinda。为什么呢？因为他在暑假时的一个这个 summer 的一个 home home party, house party 打电话给警察。They blamed her for calling the cops.
And it seems that that's not her only problem. Meanwhile, her former best friend Rachel hates her. Ooh.
Sounds worse.
So first we have to deal with this word meanwhile, which is an adverb. And meanwhile, we use meanwhile when we want to separate two things that happen at the same time. So for example, Anne cooked in the kitchen. Meanwhile, Tanya set the table. So while Anne is cooking, Tanya is getting the table ready for dinner. Normally, we use meanwhile when two actions are separated into two separate sentences. We put meanwhile at the start of the second sentence, so people immediately know that Tanya was setting the table at the exact same time that Anne was cooking. There are other ways we can use meanwhile too, though. Let's take a look at these with some examples. There will be a 5-minute break between classes. Meanwhile, please stay at your desks. Here, meanwhile, is used to mean in the time between two other things happening. Lastly, we can use meanwhile to compare two different things. Take a look at this final example sentence. Ron loves steak. Leslie, meanwhile, is vegetarian. So, Ron on one hand likes steak, and Leslie on the other hand is vegetarian.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, 我们先来看一下课文 meanwhile 这个字呢是怎么用的呢？它是个副词，就是指同时在这段时间可能有两件事情同时是发生的。来举个例子比较清楚，像是 Carl starting college in September.Meanwhile, he's traveling around Europe. Okay, so Carl 9月将开始大学生活啦。不过在这个时间呢，他也正在环游欧洲哦。I want to go and travel in Europe as well. Okay, 回到课文呢，刚刚提到就是同时呢，就是他刚刚已经提到，就是大家好像都怪他。不过同时呢，他之前最好的朋友 Rachel 现在竟然也恨透他了。What happened?
We're going to find out why Rachel is now her former best friend. Okay, so former is an adjective, and we use it in front of a noun to mean that that thing has since changed or doesn't exist anymore. Rachel is Melinda's former best friend because they used to be friends, but now Rachel hates her. We can use former in lots of different ways, though. For example, Harriet's former husband. This would mean that Harriet is no longer married to her husband, probably because they've had a divorce. There are some similar words to former that we can also use too, and these also come in front of a noun. Past is one good example, so we can talk about past experience, past exam papers, or the past year, which means the year up until now. Or we can use the word late, which doesn't mean not on time here. We use late before a person, meaning that that person has died. So, for example, my late husband is different from my former husband because in the first example, I am not with my husband because we've divorced, and in the sorry, that's the wrong way around. In the first example, my husband has died, so that's my late husband. And in the second example, my husband and I have divorced, so that is my former husband. Now we have one more example sentence. Former US President Barack Obama continues to be an important public figure in the US.
OK， 我们来看一下刚刚一直提到的 former 这个形容词，就是以前的、先前的，像是 his former wife。是什么呢？谁？他的前妻，或者是 a former employer. That's right， 前雇主，或是 the former president of the United States。提到就是美国的前总统。And of course, I come from Australia, and you're from England, and Australia and New Zealand are former British colonies.
But the Queen is still on the money.
I know. Okay, now next in the article we read, as the year progresses, Melinda becomes more and more withdrawn. Okay, 这里的 progress OK， 在这里是当做动词，表示继续前进或是发展。OK， 不过我们还看到了 more and more 这个文法点是什么呢？其实呢，当我们看到比较级 and 比较级 ，OK， 这样的句型就是表示逐渐增加的情况，常常是与进行式连用，表示越来越怎么样，或是渐渐的如何如何。所以课文是表示 Melinda 呢，她是越来越withdrawn 是什么呢？就是孤僻的或是沉默寡言的意思。And withdrawn is an adjective，OK？、那要怎么用 more and more？ 比方我举个例子好了 ，It gets more and more difficult to understand what is going on。要搞清楚正在发生的事情，日益困难，越来越困难这样的意思啦。Okay, let's go back to the article and find out more about Melinda.
Right, she's getting more and more withdrawn.
Yeah.
And that's not it. Her grades begin to suffer, and she often skips class to hide in a cleaner's closet. Right, so the word suffer there means to get worse.
Yes.
So we can talk about grades. Suffering means that your grades at school are going down.
Right.
But we also saw the word skip, and skip is a verb, and when we skip a class, activity, or work, we don't go to that thing, often because we don't want to.
Right.
Melinda is not going to class because something is upsetting her and she doesn't want to be around other people. In the UK, when someone skips work or school by pretending to be sick, we can say that they are pulling a sickie.
I love that phrase.
Have you ever pulled a sickie?
Yeah. I'm so honest.
Best not to say that on camera. Okay.
I'm just being honest, but don't do this at, you know.
Yes, don't pull a sickie, it's bad.
Don't pull a sickie.
Wink. Okay, our example sentence for skip is Aaron often skips school and hangs out at the mall instead.
Bad Aaron。OK， 好了，我们来看一下，刚刚其实我们有提到 suffer，不过这里在本课是有变差、恶化的意思，是指他的成绩越来越不好。OK， 不过刚刚还看到另外一个字哦，就是 skip 这个动词，通常它有略过啦、跳过的意思。比方像是this part of the book isn't very interesting, so I'm gonna skip over it, OK, or skip it， 就是指这本书这个部分不是很有趣，所以我要跳过它，我不想要读这一段哦。OK， 或者是呢 I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm skipping or not eating lunch today. OK， 意思就是我正在努力减肥，因此今天我不吃午饭了。不过课文提到的是 skip class， 可是不好的哦，就是翘课的意思。像是我一直常常在想哦 ，should parents have to pay if their child skips school？ 就是家长是不是应该为他们孩子怎么翘课呢而做出赔偿呢？大家可以想想看哦。所以看回课文整句的意思是指他的成绩开始变差啦，而且呢，他也常常翘课。那翘课的时候会怎么样？会躲在清洁工的这个工具间里面哦。And next in the article we read, around school, she's often terrorized by Andy Evans, an older boy whom she calls it, or IT, in her diary. OK， 我们先来看一下 terrorize 这个动词，就是恐吓或者是恐怖、不安的意思。所以在学校 ，Melinda 她原来是会被一个叫做 Andy Evans 比她有点稍年长的一个小男生 ，OK， 他会被他恐吓，Andy 是他的学长哦。所以不过我们有发现，在故事里面 ，Melinda 在脑海中呢，都是以it 这个代名词来称呼 Andy， 就是为了将他自己远离 Andy 这个人以及他的行为哦。
So Melinda is so frightened of him that some days she doesn't go to school at all. Wow, she must be very scared of Andy.
I know.
That's because she's frightened of him, and that's an adjective. And when we are frightened of something, it makes us scared. People can be frightened of lots of things, from spiders and heights to horror movies.
Oh, I love horror movies.
I do not like horror movies. Sometimes people are frightened of things for no real reason, and we call this an irrational fear. For example, many people have an irrational fear of spiders. Do you have any irrational fears?
Yeah, of course, spiders, cockroaches.
I think cockroaches is rational. They're dirty.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, you get sick from cockroaches.
What about spiders? Why do you call that irrational?
Because they can't hurt you. most of them. Anyway, you can still get frightened of spiders, and that basically means to become frightened. So we use get to mean to become in a certain emotional state.
Right.
We could also say Simon got so frightened watching a horror movie that he couldn't sleep all night. Now we can use fright, which is a noun form of frighten, in this following phrase, to give someone a fright, which means to shock or startle someone. Or you could also say, you frightened me, if someone has just, shocked or scared you. If someone has given you a fright. So let's look at an example sentence now. Joyce is frightened of flying alone, so she always travels with someone.
如果你是很容易感到皮皮挫啊，或是很害怕、受惊吓的，一定要来学这个字，就是 frightened 这个形容词。比方像是呢，she gets frightened when her boyfriend shouts at her。这个男朋友对她怎么样，很大声的吼叫的时候，她感到很害怕。那其实刚刚我真的是一个非常害怕蜘蛛的人，我就可以这么说啦 ，I'm frightened of spiders. Okay, frightened of something. OK， 那看回课文呢，我们看一下 Melinda， 她非常害怕，其实就是 Andy， 但是她称她为 it。到有几天呢，她都完全不会去上课哦。你看有这么的害怕。那接下来我们就来看一下，她这么害怕，那其他人是怎么想呢 ？In the article that we read, her teachers and parents believe something must be wrong with her.
However, she refuses to open up to them.
OK， 然而 Melinda 她都拒绝跟她的老师还有家长怎么样 open up to somebody，就是指倾吐心声或是打开你的心房，跟他们去讲发生什么事哦。And next we read, before long, Melinda can't even look at herself in her bedroom mirror, and she covers it up.OK, before long, OK, 就是不久之后，所以很快的呢 ，Melinda 甚至连在她的房间的镜子，都不想要看到自己，而且还把这个镜子遮住。So she's very scared.
Yeah, she's very scared. Something seems to be very, very wrong, very insecure as well. But there is one slight positive, and that is the only place she feels any excitement is her art class. So excitement is a noun, and that's basically an emotion we feel when we are looking forward to doing something or we're having a lot of fun doing something. It looks quite a lot like the adjective exciting, right? So excitement, exciting. There's a connection.
Yeah.
Like excitement, lots of emotion adjectives have noun forms. So frightening, we looked at just now, can be connected to the word fear. That is the feeling of being the emotion that we get when we are frightened. Or happy, we can turn into happiness in its noun form.
Easy one.
Yep, that's an easy one. A slightly harder one is hate, which we turn into hatred.
Oh, not hatiness.
Not hatiness, not
like
hatiness.
happiness.
Or one that we actually studied last month, wonderful, turns into the word wonder. So you remember how we learnt that people were filled with wonder.
That's right.
In our Trolls article. Okay, so our example sentence for excitement is, Willis was filled with excitement when he heard he had won 2 free tickets to the concert.
Wow.
I would be pretty excited as well.
I want that ticket. Okay, we can go together. Anyways, excitement 是什么呢？大家都应该知道 ，exciting 就是很兴奋，令人感到兴奋的。Excitement 则是它的名词，就是有激动、兴奋的意思。比方像是呢 ，If you want excitement, you should try parachuting. 如果你想要寻求刺激，可以去试一下跳伞。I would be frightened.
I think that would give me a fright.
Okay. 所以没有错，我们看回课文提到的，唯一一个比较我们觉得都终于遇到一个比较正面一点点的一个课文的内容，就是唯一一个让 Melinda 感到兴奋开心的地方，就是 art class 美术课。And why is that?
Well, apparently, her passionate teacher, Mr. Freeman, has asked her to create a year-long project based on a single word. Tree. So passionate there means somebody who's very, very interested in something. You know, they feel very strongly about something or they're very excited about something.
所以呢，他的美术老师就是 Mr. Freeman， 然后是一个非常的 passionate 的人。通常 passion 我们可以指非常热情，或是对某些东西感到非常兴趣的。OK，他就请 Melinda 做一个差不多1年的一个作业哦。然后呢，是根据 tree 就是树这个字当做主题哦。That sounds interesting to me too. OK，be based on something， 通常我们是指以什么什么为根据，或是以什么为基础。Okay, but next in the article we still read, other than that, though, she feels empty. 然而除此之外，她还是感到很空虚，因为一般空的那种东西是空 ，like the box is empty， 就是指空的意思。但是本课的用法是指你精神上感到很空虚的意思。
Right, you can't feel anything.
I know.
Really. You feel empty.
I know. Well, this sounds pretty sad so far.
It is. We're going to be finding out what is making Melinda feel this way tomorrow.
Yes.
But first, let's go to check out our For You Chat question and go from there.
For You Chat.
So we have quite a good For You Chat question for today. Imagine you were a student in Melinda's class.
Right.
What do you think you could do to help her situation?
But it really depends how close I am. Like,
Right.
because some people, they might feel kind of scared if you try to,
Right, if
ask
you're
too
going
many
through
questions,
something,
it sounds like you're
yeah.
trying to pry, or it doesn't sound too appropriate. But if I do see that she seems a little bit like insecure or shy, I would kind of like invite her, like to first like maybe hang out, for lunch or something, and maybe just sort of like find out a little bit more about her and see why she seems so insecure or like
so she feels like she
upset.
has someone to talk to.
I know.
Yeah, so she doesn't feel so alone.
And since I'm so understanding, like I'm such a nice person.
You're a very understanding person.
I know, right? So I think she might want to open up to me.
Okay, well, it's
Okay.
great you think you can change things for Melinda.
I know.
But we'll find out what actually needs to change, what has happened to her tomorrow. But for now, I'm Seb.
And I'm Laura.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Speak. Melinda Sordino begins her first year of high school feeling awful. Everyone blames her for calling the cops on a summer house party. Meanwhile, her former best friend Rachel hates her. As the year progresses, Melinda becomes more and more withdrawn. Her grades begin to suffer, and she often skips class to hide in a cleaner's closet. Around school, she is often terrorized by Andy Evans, an older boy whom she calls It in her diary. Melinda is so frightened of him that some days she doesn't go to school at all. Her teachers and parents believe something must be wrong with her. However, she refuses to open up to them. Before long, Melinda can't even look at herself in her bedroom mirror, and she covers it up. The only place she feels any excitement is her art class. Her passionate teacher, Mr. Freeman, has asked her to create a year-long project based on a single word, tree. Other than that, though, she feels empty.
Vocabulary Review. Blame. Billy broke the window, but when his parents asked who did it, he blamed it on his sister. Meanwhile. Ethan chopped up vegetables for dinner. Meanwhile, Melanie set the table. Former. Former U.S. President Barack Obama led the country for 8 years, from 2009 to 2017. Skip. You only need to follow the first 3 instructions. You can skip the rest. Frightened. Rory was so frightened of the dark that he had to sleep with the light on. Excitement. Natalie was filled with excitement when her dad told her he was taking her to Disneyland.
智慧小补帖
Withdrawn. Terrorize. Passionate.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net